I think I got nothing to say. Yeah, now let's go.
I was waiting for one of you to cuss me, but I was just like, bro, yeah, but let's go straight into it. Yeah. I'll actually say that in the thing. Yeah.
All right, cool. Right. What's happening, people? Welcome back to another episode of Red Divided. Myself, Tommy.
You got Addy here.
And you got myself, Ham, aka Get AD Boothroyd out of here. Get him out of here.
Bro.
Get him out. I'm an Englishman. I'm a proud Englishman. We have some top talent in this country. Yeah, fair enough. We might not be Portugal, Germany, Spain, but we got talent here. It cannot be managed by Watford's ex-manager. Okay, it can't be managed by AD Boothroyd. What has he done in the game that he deserves England U21 manager job? And he's still in the job.
Wow, it's mad.
So yes, that's my AK. I didn't have one last week, but it's AK. Gets AD Boothroyd out of here. Hello, everybody.
Bro, it's just like we got to ourselves for having one of the best young talents out there.
Yeah.
Bro, we can't score a goal.
Wow. No, but this one's different. It's a curse because it's every tournament.
Bro.
The under 21, they'll qualify, get maximum points or drop 3 points or 2 points, and then get to the tournament. But the football's pants. It's terrible.
Bro. Ade, we play, you see this manager, yeah? He plays a double pivot of Tom Davis and Oliver Skip.
Oh, it was horrific.
Curtis Jones sits on the bench.
Right.
Sits on the bench, can't get into the team because Tom Davis, Everton, that doesn't start for his own club. Yeah. And Oliver Skip, that's been loaned out from Tottenham how many times?
Now, yeah, bro, it's just mad. It's actually mad. And I think what the next tournament, we actually need to get all the under 21 players that are in the full, the actual senior squad back.
No. Don't go and curse them. No, don't go and curse them. No. Leave them where they are.
No, but you need
to, bro. We need to get them back.
Look at France. France don't play around. Like, strong squad. They're sending big boys to go and play those games. No. Like, go and win a tournament. Go and have that, like, tournament experience. No.
The under 17s have won the World Cup. Thank you. They have won, okay? and now, Calvert-Lewin is a first-team player. Phil Foden is a first-team player. Jadon Sancho is a first-team player. You see that on the 21s? I don't know what it is. Something's going on. Something's going on over there.
Bellingham should have gone.
Yeah, Bellingham. Yeah, exactly. Bellingham should have gone. To be honest with you, yeah. Like, Foden should have gone too, man.
No. Foden first team. Foden stay with the first team.
Well, the thing is, they don't need
to play San Marino.
Yeah, they don't need him for the game. The game that they're playing, they don't need it for it. It's not as if that's he started today, but they don't really need him for those games, man. Let him go. Bro. They're cursed. England are just cursed. It's just as simple as that. That under 21 is a joke.
If Camavinga can go for France.
Yeah, Camavinga and Guendouzi both play for France.
Bro.
And my man, the one that I said one to watch, where's he for Fana? He plays for the under 21s.
Their defense scares me.
You know their defense. They got Leipzig centre half, Canute. Yeah. They got Sevilla centre half, Conde.
Yeah, I saw that.
yeah. And Fofana, yeah.
And they've got that Monaco one that we've been linked to, that Dias Chile.
Okay.
So the first game, because he was playing centre back, they put Fofana at right back.
Fofana played right back. Yeah.
Solid. When I looked at the defense, I was like, shut up.
Guess who played right back for us today? Japhet Tanganga.
Nah. Because they've got 4 centre backs that are solid that they have to play one right back and put one on the bench. Mad.
Yeah.
They're all playing first team football. Centre backs at that age, they're all playing first team for their teams. Apart from Fofana that comes on and on, but we already know he's solid.
Yeah, he's a baller still. Yeah.
It's not.
We're doing the same thing we done 2 years ago. Because remember, we didn't do nothing until the last game when we got a point.
No, bro, it's not just 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
2 years before that.
Yeah.
2 years before that.
But 2 years ago, Foden played in that one, and Maddison played in that one, and we still done the same thing.
I remember when Chris Smalling did it. So that's to show you how far back it's been happening.
Yeah.
It's just insane. I think the last time we got to the final was when Ashley Young and them
them man were there,
yeah. And I think that's when Germany won it. But then obviously you can see, but that same German team, a lot of those German players,
they went on to go do the World Cup with
the World Cup. Do you know what I mean? So, and that's why it's important to go through that process too. Sometimes it's important to put those players in there. The Foden, like, look, arguably, like if the Foden, obviously, I think Greenwood got injured, right? If Foden and Greenwood, who else is there?
Foden, Greenwood, Saka.
Sancho too, man.
Jude Bellingham,
Sancho there, bro.
Yeah.
Let them go and get that experience, and then
they
get promoted. Then they get promoted to, like, obviously not as if like they will eventually get into the first team squad. And then they'll go into the European Championship with confidence. But why not? Because I remember exactly. I was about to say that. Manchester won the World Cup and then came to win the European Championship.
Same summer.
Same summer. Yo, it's possible. I don't see why not, bro. So it's just, they're young players, bro. Just let them play football, bro.
Yeah. But I think Gareth likes having them with the first team, innit? The earlier he can bed them in with the first team into how he wants them to play and get around the senior players that they're gonna be in. Because look at Jude. Jude's 17, and he's way above all the other midfielders. Like, he's 17, and everyone older than him that plays centre mid, he's above them in the pecking order. He don't even do under 21s. He goes and then Gareth brings him up to the first team straight away, and Gareth will probably take him to the Euros as his wildcard player.
But then the thing is, Ham, look what you said earlier on, right, about Skip and Davis, bro. Why shouldn't one of them be Bellingham? Why are we using Skip and Davis, bro? But see, just so you can give Bellingham 30 minutes against San Marino.
Yeah.
What's the point? I mean, you can give him 30 minutes, bro. Let the guy play. Like, you don't need him against San Marino. You obviously know that he's part of your plan. Speak to him, let him know that. But you know what? Go and get some game time with the under 21s. Like, then we wouldn't be playing Skip and Davis. You know what I mean? We wouldn't be playing them guys. Bro.
He might still.
To be fair, he might, because we're gonna move on to the first team, And even today, I don't like double pivots, innit? If you're gonna play a double pivot, those two double pivots, they gotta be ballers for me to say that, okay, both of them have to play. Like, prime example, when Spain had their midfield three of Busquets, but then they went with Iniesta and Xavi. But Xavi Alonso was so cold, he forced his way in there. So it's cool. You can play a double pivot of Busquets and Xavi Alonso. They are both cold footballers, isn't it? But with me, it's like United play Fred and McTominay. It's one or the other, innit? So today, England go with Phillips and Rice away to Albania. Fam, that's not cutting it for me. That's not cutting it for me. What the fuck is that? I'm not playing a double pivot of Phillips and Rice. If we're playing Portugal away or Germany away, I can understand. I'm not forgiving Gareth for playing that team today against Albania away.
I think the only reason I would accept it, right? The only reason I would accept it is where you've got deep line playmakers that can still pass the ball. That can still pass it.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, exactly.
But if they can make that,
But these two.
But then that's Calvin Phillips. He can do that, though, right?
Then play one.
No, but
for me,
what you're saying. So basically, you use an example of, they're not obviously as good as Xavi Alonso and Busquets, but Rice and Calvin Phillips are similar to them, right? But obviously, I don't want people to say they're as good as them. But yeah, Calvin Phillips can ball. He's like a Xabi Alonso for me. I love those kind of players. I love the Xabi Alonso, the carries. That's the kind of player I think he is. Obviously, so I'm fine with that. And then Rice can just swipe up, because I didn't watch the whole game because it was boring, I can't lie to you. But Calvin Phillips got into the box a lot. He was breaking into the box a lot. So he didn't just play deep. So he was actually getting forward. So I can understand if it'll be, what I can't take is you're playing two deep line playing midfielder, and then both of them are staying put at all times. But Calvin Phillips was actually moving up. And I'm guessing Gareth must have told him to do that. So yeah, I don't mind it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, possibly not for me. I'll never play, because that wouldn't be my preferred system. If I was my preferred system, I'm playing a 6 and 2 8s, innit? So my 2 8s, they go up and down the pitch, and I play a 1 6. So I have to pick between Phillips, Rice, or Henderson. For me, I'm not playing both. And I think Gareth, my only problem is I think Gareth's going to go into the tournament going with that. He's going to play 2 out of Henderson, Rice, and Phillips, which for me takes away an offensive player.
And but who would you play?
I'm an offensive-minded football player anyway, and then if I was a manager, I would be offensive-minded.
Who would you play though? What two would you pick?
What as my 2-8s?
Yeah.
So it'll be 2 out of the 3. So Foden, Mount, Grealish. So 2 out of those 3 would be my 8s.
So
and I could probably so I could even throw in a Madison in there as because he can play as an 8. He doesn't necessarily always have to play as a 10.
Mm-hmm.
But those would be my 4 options for those 2 positions, for the 2-8s. And then the 6, the options would be Henderson, Rice, and Phillips.
So if you have to pick a 3, to play midfield 3 out, fit or not, I'm not to forget whether they're injured or not. Pick a 3 that your best 3 midfielders for England. The 3 that should play.
For me, I would go a toss-up between Declan and Phillips. But let me say I would take Phillips, So I'll take Phillips as my 6. I'll take Foden as one of my 8s. And I would probably... But the reason why I'll put Foden as the other 8 is because I'm going to play Jack from the wing. So I'm going to go Jack and Sterling from either side. Sorry, Sancho, you're going to come off the bench. So that'll be my 3.
So
Foden, Mount.
And
then and then Phillips as a 6.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But it's interchangeable. But the players that Gareth has to take, he's got to take those offensive lining players. I understand what you two are saying, and I get that. But my thing is, for certain games, like the point we were trying to make last week, maybe you could take Wan-Bissaka for certain wingers. So maybe not play every game. So for me, I'm okay with that. But that's got to be if we're playing a team like France or like Portugal or something like that. But two defensive players, whether or not Calvin Phillips breaks the box, he's still first 4. I play midfield. So if you're naturally defensive, your natural 4 is that. But if you're naturally offensive, your natural 4 is to break the lines. And for me personally, I want my players that are getting 4, break the lines at all time. We've got a sitter. I don't need 2.
Yeah, no.
But what would be you lots though? What would be you lots? Like on form, everyone's fit. What would be you lots? Or would you go with a 2-sitter and 1-8, or would you play? What would be your lot system and players?
Yeah, no. Obviously, I understand where you're coming from with the. I understand with the. But I don't think I'll play Mount and Foden. I don't think I will. I'll rather use Calvin Phillips, and it's hard because I like Endo too. So I don't know. But I also like Calvin Phillips.
Yeah, I like Endo, but
so I'm not too sure which one to pick out of the 3. Because I'll definitely play Rice, and it's between Endo or Phillips because obviously both of them can get into the box when needed. Probably more Endo, to be honest with you.
So you got Rice and Endo?
Yeah, and I just put Foden in front of them.
Okay.
I'll put Foden in front of them, and and the wingers.
So that'll be your 3.
Yeah, the wingers I use Sterling, Rash, and I don't know whether Rash. Yeah, Sterling, Rash, and Kane obviously. But I don't know.
Kane for him.
Yeah, actually, I'm not too fast. If I use Rash or Grealish, whichever one, I'm not too fast. One of them.
What are you saying that day?
Yeah, I think I'll go with the same one.
3 defensive. What, mine or Adel Tom's?
Nah, me, the 3 defensive. I'm more likely to play 4-2-4. I'm not a defensive person at all. But yeah, I'll pick the same as yours. And I really like Mount this season.
Yeah.
Mount's a player that I've been watching for a few years now. Because I remember when he had his breakthrough season at Vitesse Arnhem. Vitesse Arnhem. So randomly, because I randomly, if I'm on my phone and I'm checking flash scores or something, I see an interesting scoreline, I'll check the match. And that's how I find out about a lot of players, because once I check the match, and I'll check the scorers, and it just follows on. But when he had his breakthrough season at Vitesse Arnhem, I was like, okay, this guy he's doing well there, but obviously you never know how it's going to translate when he comes back. And then he went to Derby, did well, and then to come to Chelsea, he's done well. And I think he's having a good season. So I think Mount's he's been consistent. They've changed manager, and he's still doing his thing. So I'll definitely have him in the team. I think I'll probably pick Foden, and it'll be a flip for me between Rice and Phillips. I don't really care which one.
Yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I feel about those 2. I think Declan's had a solid season, more so than Phillips, because Phillips picked up a couple niggly injuries. He's, you know what I'm saying, he hasn't had, but Dex had a full run at this season. Him and Suchek comfortable in the middle, innit?
Yeah.
So I think it is a flip. I think Calvin gets him because technically he's so nice on the eye, innit? He's so nice. His diagonal pass is beautiful. He's short. It's nice. He seems to always be in control. He knows what his next pass is. You know, you watch a lot of midfielders, yeah? They get it, and then they think, okay, who am I going to pass to next? But with him, I get the sense that maybe because of how Leeds play, everyone's in position for Leeds, innit? So he can, and for me, I remember when I play, I kind of want to play almost like you can play with your eyes closed. So the ball comes, you know that Ade's going to be to my right, so I can just swing it right first time. T's going to be bombing forward, so I know I can just close my eyes and I can pay it like that. And that's how Phillips kind of plays, he knows where his passes are going. And he's probably a better footballer than Declan Rice. You know what I'm saying? Like a better footballer. But in terms of Declan does a lot. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's six. I think if we go to a tournament and Declan's asked to listen, sit, this is your job. You have a triangle. You, Stones and Maguire, you work that triangle. Everyone in front of you is going to be pressing on and whatnot. So I think it is a flip. It's going to be interesting to see who Gareth takes, though. Especially because, for me, I was talking to my bridge, and both you lot on my bridge and tossing, innit? And we was talking about it last week. He randomly just messaged me and said, what would be your England 11 and who would you take? And I said, bro, you see this discussion about Mount, Maddison, Grealish, who stays? Me? Stay? They all going.
All of them.
No, I'm not lying. Because you see me, I'm only taking 2 strikers in this tournament, and I'm taking all 4 of those, and I'm still taking Sterling and Sanch and Rash, bro. So I'm only taking 2 strikers, and I might only take 2 goalkeepers. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't need 3.
Are they arguing whether, bro? I think.
No, the media. You know, the media is all about
saying
who should.
Because I think all 3 of them should go, bro.
No, 4, Tom. 4.
Oh, who's the 4? Mount, Maddison, Grealish.
Mount. Yeah, I'm folding.
Well, of course they're all going. Are they not? Are they supposed to be in question whether all of them are going?
But think about it. Gareth, remember, Maddison had that hip injury, and he hasn't been called back in since he made that half an hour debut. So he hasn't been in Gareth plans, innit? But Maddison's having such a good season for me.
Yeah.
Bruv, for me, he goes, bruv. I'm taking him. He goes.
Yeah, he goes. If Maddison is fit, he goes.
He goes,
I don't think there should be a question about it.
Bruv. Yeah. But then obviously he might take one less of those attacking players and take like a Ollie Watkins or Danny Ings or something.
Is it still 23 man, that goal?
It's 23, it's 23,
yeah.
They're bare spaces, man.
There's a lot of spaces because we're not exactly small.
You don't think that, but I've got a 22 and I've already done my team already. I've got my 22, and obviously I said earlier my wild card will be Jude Bellingham, innit? But that's only if I take 2 goalkeepers and 2 strikers, bro. To fit all those brothers in, and that means me leaving. That means me leaving one of the 3: Rice, Henderson, or Phillips. One of them's got to stay behind. If you want to get all those players I mentioned, you lot all agreed with me that they all got to go.
Shit.
But they can only all go if you take 2 out of the 3 sitters, and you can only take 2 strikers, and you can take 3 goalkeepers, but you can't take Jude Bellingham as your wild card.
Okay, now I reckon it's gonna take the 3 sitters though. I think it's gonna take 3.
So you can take all 3 of them.
Yeah, if Endo
might even find 4 more. He might find 4 more.
I think that's how he plays.
I'll be so appalled by it if he takes all 3 of them.
I reckon it's gonna take all 3 of them. So what you're saying is, if he takes them 3, it will. But you gotta understand, the Grealish is like a winger for him. So the Grealish will be in the categories of the Rashford, Sancho.
Yeah, by the way, go on, see. I was gonna say because mine includes Saka as well, but go on.
Oh shit, I forgot about Saka.
Yeah. So mine includes Saka because I still fit Saka in.
Yeah, oh shit. Yeah, I forgot about Saka. Now he might. I don't know, bro.
That's what I'm saying. So he might not. The 3 sitters is a problem. I'm only taking 2. You see, out of those 4 players, I don't think he takes Maddison. I'm being real. I don't think Gareth will take Maddison. Yeah. I think he'll drop Maddison out for a Rash and take Rash, Saka, Sancho, Grealish, and Sterling as the 5. And then out of those 5 players that can play on the wing, 2 of them obviously play. Obviously, Saka's multifunctional, so Saka could go left back, right back. He could probably play in goal if he wants, and then he's got a choice to make. Because he can only take 4 centre-halves. So you probably take that idiot Eric Dyer because that one can play midfield, centre-half.
So we say if he was to go through the squads, he'd probably take 3 keepers. I highly doubt he would go with 3 keepers. So that'll be Pope, Anderson, and your favourite keeper, What's his name again?
That fucking idiot, bro.
Pickford. And then the defenders, I don't know. The right back's situation's a bit of a mess right now. So you never know what.
Well, take two of them.
We'll take two.
Okay, cool. So which two are you taking then? There's bare right backs. Which two are you taking?
Bro, I haven't seen that.
England go to the Euros in June, right? Where March coming up to April. The season's almost done. Everyone's had a season. What two are you taking?
I don't know, bro.
He takes Trippier and Walker.
So you think Gareth take Trippier and Walker, but who would you take though?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. Just me being honest, I'll probably take Trippier and Walker.
Yeah, I'll take Walker definitely, but I just don't know with the other. Maybe
and I don't know if Trippier is gonna be banned.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How much ban
I'll probably say Walker and Reece James. Yeah, I'll say Walker and James.
Yeah, my two. You know how I feel about Trent. So my two, I'm taking Trent and Reece, innit?
Oh, Trent
and Reece. Yeah. So left back's easy. Shaw and Chilwell. That's easy. Them two are getting it.
Yeah.
Shaw and Chilwell. We've already spoke about the sitters. You got to take two out of those three, but like you said, Tom, Gareth might take all three. The centre halves, we're not blessed with centre halves, innit? For me, John Stones has been the best performing centre half this season, innit? Out of the English ones. Yeah. So Stones starts, then you give him a partner. His partner has to be Harry Maguire. Just off the off the status and everything. Then the two behind him, who do you lot take as the two behind him? The two behind them. Fair enough. One of them might pull an injury.
What are the options? What options?
So your options would be Connor Cody, Tyrone Mings, Michael Keane, Eric Dyer.
Okay.
I wouldn't even take Dyer.
James Tarkowski.
The options are, to be honest, we're not blessed in that area. But I'll take blessed, out all this lot that you've named. I'll take Dyer. And what's the other one? I don't know, but it's not blessed. None of them are exactly. I don't know, man. Well, no, we just hope.
I'll take Cody.
Yeah, I'm 100% taking Cody. Cody's going. My two behind those is because Gareth hasn't given Ezri Konsa a cap. I don't think he takes him. So I think. Yeah. But if it was me, I'm taking Cody and Konsa, innit? But I think he's gonna take Cody and Mings, innit? That's the two that I think he'll take.
Yeah, probably do that. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, makes sense.
So
that's how many players is that? How many we on?
So we've got our two left backs, 2, 4, 6, 8. You said 3 goalkeepers, Tom.
Yeah.
So that's 11. Then
that's too many.
That's it.
Can we reduce 5?
No, and then Tom wants to take the 3 sitters as well, so that's 14.
14. Yeah. Okay, cool.
So now we've only got 9 positions left, and we haven't even mentioned none of our attackers, none of our 10s, none of our 8s, none of our
the 9. So the 9 left will be Harry.
Let's start from the middle, innit? Let's start from the middle.
All right, cool.
So let me just 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so I've got 10 players here, yeah. So with you lots, with what we've done now, we can only take 10, yeah. So I'm gonna mention the 10. Then you have to take one of them out for it to fit. That'll make it easier, right? Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
So the 10: Foden, Mount, Grealish, Maddison, Sancho, Saka, Kane, Calvert-Lewin, Raheem Sterling, and Marcus Rashford. That's 10. You can only take one. If you want to take your 3 sitters and your 3 goalkeepers, you can only take 9 out of that 10. Who's coming out, boys? Who's coming out?
I don't need 3 goalkeepers or 3 sitters.
No, I didn't. Me and you is cool because we're not taking 3 sitters. So Tom has to work this out.
I know, bro. But when the thing comes out.
No, Tom, we're with you.
We know.
Yeah, we're with you, Tom. We're with you. We're creating our own squad. All
right, cool. So I'll name the names again. Oh, bloody hell.
Okay. So Foden, Mount, Grealish, Maddison, Sancho, Saka, Kane, Calvert-Lewin, Raheem Sterling, Marcus Rashford. One of them's got to stay at home and go to Ibiza.
No, honestly, pick because all of them, we need all of them, bro. I think, we need all of them, to be honest with you, bro. We actually need all of them.
I'm telling you.
You know what? We drop one of the right backs. Saka can play there if needed.
So you're going to take one recognised right back to the tournament?
Like Saka plays if needed.
This boy is reckless. He's reckless.
He's reckless, bro. He's reckless. Listen, I'm going to take one right back. That's it. I'm taking it. So what? Who would your right back be then? What, you would just take Kyle Walker as your one right back and then Saka will be his deputy? Yeah,
well, obviously he's not going to do that, but let's leave it. I don't know, bro. I honestly don't know if he should drop out of that. Do you know what I mean?
I think, this is what I think he does. I think everything we've said is right up until even the free sitters. I think he takes the free sitters. I personally think he doesn't take Maddison. And that's it. And everyone else goes. Everyone else on what I've just said goes.
I think it's that as well.
Yeah, and he leaves Maddison. Well. And he goes, and in his mind, he says, I've got Foden, I've got Mount, and I've got Grealish. And then going forward, I have Sterling, I have Rashford, I have Sancho, and I have Saka who can play anywhere. Mm-hmm. So he probably says, Maddison, sorry, lads, you had a good season, but maybe next tournament.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he dropped Saka out too, but it would be wild from him.
It would be dumb. Is he mad?
Yeah, it would be wild from him to do that. But bro, I even forgot Saka. Saka should have gone to this under-21 tournament, bro. Like, this is a joke.
Yeah, Saka's got a hamstring injury, so Saka couldn't.
So he couldn't. Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Because that's why Saka's still been called up by the Gareth has still called him up, even though they've already played 2 games, and Gareth still hasn't called him.
You know how dumb is that? Because
look at the players.
Take all the strong guys at least for the group stage. Just get through the group stage once. We've got a break before the knockout stages.
Because remember, it's broken up this year. Yeah, there's a break. Yeah.
Bro,
I'm bad.
That is bad, bro. Take all them boys, man.
Every tournament.
No, it's like that is actually poor. That is poor.
France teams are not playing around. See, France, they went, no, we win stuff now. We're taking everyone. Let's go.
Yeah.
Bro, even Portugal. You see that Vitinha guy, yeah? He plays walls, innit?
Yeah.
Fam, that brother's on smoke, bro. And you see Trinquao, yeah, that Barcelona idiot, yeah. He's good. He's fine, innit? He might be something. You know these young players. Tom's told me a few times, the young players, man, can't go too overboard with them, innit? Because they might just fail. They might just. I don't even want to say too much about him, yeah. But he looked good.
They took a punt on him though. They took a punt on him. It was an early call. But it was a good one.
Yeah, he looks good.
But during that game, there were times where they'll do a 1-2, like round our fullback, and in my head I'm like, oh, there's no way they're gonna get that ball, and then they'll get the ball, and I'm like, why are you there? Because I just didn't imagine it. You know, these 1-2s, and you're just like, no, there's no way he's getting that ball.
Yeah.
And he'll still outpace our fullback, and I'm like, are we just that rubbish? Like, even in terms of, are we just not even as athletic as I thought we were? Because for like pace, for agility, they were just head and shoulders above us.
We get excited about our youth because we live here, innit? We're Englishmen, we live here, we're proud. But you see other teams, like we watch the Premiership, innit? But if you live in Portugal, you live in Spain, you live in Germany, and you watch your national Eredivisie or the Bundesliga or whatever, and you see your young boys coming up. When they go to the tournament, you're looking at England's like, nah, bro.
Oh, it's a big gap.
my lot's better than them. They might have the bigger names because they play for the bigger clubs, but my lots, our players are better than them, man.
Watch them in terms of like not even the technical ability. So I'll even leave like technical ability to a side, leave that one. But even just like the physicality of it, like the pace, the agility. I'm just like, are these people the same age?
How old is Consa? That Philip? How old is he? Let me check.
So he should be young though. Yeah, he should be young though. What, 23 maybe? 22?
Oh, so he can't make the squad though. So I was going to say, why didn't he make it on this one?
I'm not sure. I'm just guessing he's probably about 23 or something.
No, but I think there are people that are like 23 there.
Yeah.
There are people that are 23 down there.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
There's a cutoff. Yeah. Like your birthday has to be before after a certain time.
But he's a good player, man.
He should be there.
Because Karen Cole saying that Karen Cole played for under 21 until he was 30, right?
That guy didn't leave. That guy did not leave.
That man didn't stop playing for the under 21s. But talking to Portugal, yeah, they're my tip to do the European Championships. I think they'll do it again, you know. I know they won the Nations Cup. Did they win the Nations Cup, right? They won it,
yeah? Yeah, they won it.
They won it.
Yeah, and then they won the last Euros as well, right?
Yeah.
That's the one that Ronaldo got sent off in the final, innit?
The one that Nani was man of the tournament.
Yeah.
No, he didn't get sent off. He got injured.
He got injured.
Sorry, yeah. No, they're my tip to do it again, you know, because I just look at their squad and it's just ridiculous, bro.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's too much talent. I just look at it and I think, yeah, they're my favourites to do it again. It's just ridiculous. And they got Ronnie up top, and then everyone around him is just disgusting footballers, bro.
Bro, but there's a question. People are saying, are they a better team without Ronaldo?
That's a shout. That's a shout.
That's been a hot topic. Is that are they better without Ronaldo? Because once Ronaldo comes into the match, the whole focus of their play changes. The whole focus of their play changes, and the matches. I think there were a couple of matches he didn't play, and they were doing well. No,
they can do well. Their options are too much, bro. Yeah. Their options is João Felix, Diego Jota, Pedro Neto, bro, Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, because when I was reading the article, I was like, actually, that's an interesting. But the thing is, Ronaldo's Ronaldo, right? Because I think everyone keeps asking the manager, like, do you think it's an issue? And he's like, it's a hard one. Like,
can he not? He
how
can't.
How can you not take Ronaldo?
It's a non-factor.
He starts. What you're
Ronaldo's
saying,
fit, he starts.
But what you're saying is actually true. But it's Ronaldo. Like, they're playing well without him, but it's Ronaldo regardless.
He's the captain.
It's an interesting one.
And you have to remember, I know people not speak about him because he's not Haaland, but Andre Silva, he had a flop move before he moved to AC Milan, yeah?
Yeah.
And he didn't work out. He's got 21 in 24 this year in the Bundesliga. He's moving just as mad as Haaland, bro.
Yeah. So, bro, you know we're talking about strikers.
And he don't start football. He don't even look. Yeah. He's just there.
Before we start the podcast, obviously we're talking about strikers. That if there was a striker merry-go-round, the strikers that would go around, he's actually on my list as well. He would have to. He would have to. Everyone's looking for number 9s. He's one that I think is going to move as well.
Yeah, they're my tip. I don't know if they'll do it, but they're my tip, man. Like, just off the talent they've got is just ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, it'll be interesting though. Well, I think I'll tip, because I was going to.
I think Germany will be strong. Germany will be strong. They're not even playing with a number 9 now. They're taking the piss.
Yeah. I saw the lineup the other day. I was thinking, this team taking the piss.
They're taking the piss.
Literally, that's exactly what I thought. Was it Gnabry that put top?
No, they play Gnabry, Sané, and Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz plays as a false 9.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Well, who would you play as a number 9 if you're Germany?
Nobody.
That's the thing.
Is it that Akbere, Timo Werner? By the way, people, in English, Akbere means basket. In English. Is it that one that's going to play up front?
Do you remember what I said about when we were talking about Werner coming to the Premier League? And I was like, I'm not convinced.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not convinced, because I was watching. Like,
he's playing well, though. He's just not scoring. He's not playing bad.
So when I saw him in Leipzig and I was watching all the matches, he wasn't even playing great, but he was scoring the goals because the team around him.
And he's lightning quick.
Yeah, they were getting the goals. But now he's having to work harder in England than he was in Germany. Like, everything was built around him and he just needed to score the goal. But now he's having to graft, and I think that's taken a toll. So, but it's an interesting one.
I think what Hammer says is right, though, because his overall game is actually really good, bro. He's really good. It's just like, and his finish, obviously, he needs to work in his finishing, but I just can't see. But that's
what he came for, right? That's what he came for at the end of the day. It was goals he came for.
Exactly, because we did say this, was at the beginning of last season, where we were just basically naming a lot of like German strikers, not German strikers, but strikers that played in Germany. Like, it hasn't always been successful for them in the Premier League, and obviously, at the moment, I won't call it a success, but he's still got time to obviously change that around next season.
And I wouldn't have argued with you guys until after lockdown, and I started watching his matches more. I started watching a bit more, and I'm like, actually, you're all right, but your team, like the Sabitzers and all of them, are doing a lot of this work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why that German team now, it's so fluid without him. With the Havertz as a false 9, you got Gnabry and Sané, coldest wingers in world football right now, yeah? Then obviously the midfield 3 is a joke. Kimmich and Goretzka, they live in each other's pockets Monday to Sunday. They play for the same team. And then you throw in Ike Gundogan, who's having the season of his life. So that's their front 6. And that's why I say, for me, if I'm managing England, my team is on the offensive, bro. It's gonna look like Germany's, bro.
Nice.
Kimmich sits, and Goretzka and Gundogan have license, just play football in the middle of the park. Kimmich is always there to back it up. That's it. And then you two 100-meter sprinters on the sides, just do what you do, and have it just fill in the space.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's actually nuts. So what about the French team then? So we've gone through the English team.
You mean the United Nations?
The French team.
Well, provided France are still taking man like Martial, they're not winning. They're not winning.
He got injured today still.
I saw something about him. I'm not shaking Mbappe's hand or something when he was coming off. Was it anything serious?
But he got injured though, so I don't know. Maybe it was the first game, but I don't know. He got injured today.
Yeah.
But
no, I'm not tipping them to do the Euros now.
Nah.
No.
Yeah, I don't think I am as well.
They're not my people.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think they'll win it. Well, obviously they just got bagged the talent, right?
Bagged the
talent, and then just whoever obviously he's done it before. The thing with Deschamps is that a lot of these selections and tactics is questionable at times, but you can't really fault it. But it works exactly. You know what I mean? You can't fault it because even going into the World Cup, I was thinking, what's this guy doing, bro? But it works, right? So you can't question it. So.
And that's all that matters, right? That's all you say is that it worked. Why are you disturbing me?
Deschamps said, I'm taking Giroud. I don't give a damn what the public say. I'm taking him as my number 9. He's not going to score any goals in the World Cup. But we're going to win. But we're going to win the damn World Cup. And everybody looked at him and said, this guy is mad. This guy has lost his marbles. And what did they do? Giroud scored no goals. His hold-up play was fantastic. And they won the World Cup.
Yeah, which is nuts. Yeah, no. So So what are you guys saying? What are we all predicted who's gonna do? Should we all pick 3 teams? Or
there's only like 5 teams, so picking 3 is a cheat.
All right, 2. I'll pick. I just pick Portugal and England.
Yeah, same. I'm with Steve. Mine is head and heart. So mine's head and heart because I've been playing Portugal for time. So my heart is obviously it's England, isn't it? And every year my heart gets broken. Every 2 years it gets broken. But it's cool. I put like a little plaster on it just to mend it back. So it's cool. But my head is saying Portugal, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll probably put Portugal and Germany.
Yeah, I can't. To be honest with you, that should be my selection.
Give me your passport right now. Give me your passport.
Yeah, that's the thing. I know I can't trust you guys. I'm being emotional. When someone is being emotional, you can't trust them.
There's no logic behind this. There's no logic behind it in England.
Zero.
I should be picking Germany as the favourites and Portugal.
Same here. But
my heart, I'm English. I can't pick Germany.
Even if you picked France, but the fact that you pick England knows that if I'm in desperate need of my life being saved, I shouldn't call you guys. I just don't call you guys.
Call Gareth.
I should be saying the same thing. I should be saying Germany or Portugal, but no, I'm going with England, man. I can't.
Yeah, we're definitely not winning it though. We don't.
You don't know. You don't know if.
No, I know.
No, I
know. You can't tell me I don't know. I know.
Listen. We could go to that tournament, play 5 at the back, play the 3 sitters, and we play Grealish behind Kane, and that's it. We're gonna win.
Oh, you think we're gonna score? I will win it.
Yeah.
Bro, I know this. I've already been there. I'm come back.
Our player was the top goal scorer in the World Cup, Harry Kane. He's gonna be the
3
top goal scorer in the
penalties
Euros
and
as well,
a deflected shot against Panama.
And we're gonna